So you're asked to solve for x here as well, right? So the first thing to do when you're dealing with such things is to notice the relationship between this guy and that guy there. What is the relation between this guy and this guy? So if you look at it, you have x minus 7 x raised 1 over 2. You know from sets that square root of a is equal to a raised 1 over 2. We know this from sets. We did sets at grade 11. So this is that by definition. Okay, is equal to minus 12. Let's look at it again. What's the relation between this and that? So this is raised by half, and that one is raised by 9. It is raised by 1. So what you can quickly tell is that the power of this is 2 times the power of that. The power of this is 2 times the power of that. Which means what you have here, we have x raised 1 over 2 times 2 minus 7 times x raised 1 over 2 is equal to minus 12. Which is similar to saying this is the same as x raised 1 over 2. 2, which is same thing, right? Minus 7 x raised 1 over 2 is equal to minus 12. This is what you have. Then you can transpose the 12 to the other side. So you have x raised 1 over 2 minus 7 x raised 1 over 2 plus 12 is equal to 0. If you look at this, oh sorry, should be a 2 there. If you're looking at this, you'll quickly realize that this resembles exactly what we had at 1.1.2. At 1.1.2, we had something along the lines of 2x squared minus 6x plus 1 is equal to 0. This had exactly the same shape, except that we have 2x, you can write it this way, 6x plus 1 is equal to 0. These two things are similar. And here, you solve for x here, right? Which means here you solve for 1 over x raised 1 over 2. Because here you solve for x here when you use your quadratic formula. Here you're solving for your x raised 1 over 2, right? So what you do now, say, okay, I want to solve, I will solve the x raised 1 over 2. But eventually you must go to solving x. Someone else might use what they call K method. Let this thing be K and then solve it. So allow this thing to be K. Maybe I should do that. Should I? No, I don't want to. Use the K method if you can. I don't want to do that. Let's just go straight to the point. So what we have now, say, okay, you can say factorize this or use your quadratic equation to solve x raised 1 over 2. I'll factorize it and say, okay, here I have this x raised 1 over 2 and x raised 1 over 2. This is minus 3 and this is minus 4, right? That means my x raised 1 over 2 is equal to, similar thing to what I said on the first question. This is the step we had in the first question. You want to solve for x raised 1 over 2, right? So for this, what if the product of this bracket and that bracket are 0, which means this bracket is 0 or that bracket is 0. So what we have here is, for this to be 0, or for this to be 0, this part, which is x raised 1 over 2 minus 3 should be 0, or x raised 1 over 2 minus 4 should be equal to 0, right? And then now solve the x raised 1 over 2 is equal to 3, or x raised 1 over 2 is equal to 4. But what do I want? I want to solve for x. That's what they asked me. So multiply by 2 there. There's 1 here, multiply by 2. There's 1 there, multiply by 2, multiply by 2. So this and that cancels out. You're left with x is equal to 3 squared. This side, we're left with x, because this and that will go out, is equal to 4 squared. X is equal to 9, x is equal to 16. This is what this means.